Hi, and welcome to the land of Greece, where the culture and traditions date back to when religion was imperatively dominant throughout the world. It can be difficult for first-time tourists in this beautiful country to understand or acclimate themselves to traditional Greek practices and habits within this culture. This is the reason I will be your tour guide today to give you a better understanding of the things you should know before partaking in an adventure to any of the Greek islands. The first nonverbal communication skill that is important to understand is kinesics. Kinesic movement occurs with various forms of body language and can include gestures, hand and arm movement, facial expressions, and eye gaze. Greeks say no by kicking their head backwards and clicking their tongue. These movements can be quick and rather subtle, so you may not even realize that they have responded. The yes gesture is also different. Greeks typically make a sideways movement with their head while their eyes remain slightly closed when their head goes down. This is similar to the main movement that we make when we are in doubt of anything. Revealing the thumbs up sign is an outrage and is considered similar to lighting up the middle finger. When someone in Greece has to tell you something, it is not uncommon to see them touch or tap on their lower lip with their finger. Lastly, and most importantly, the traditional gesture of insult to Greeks consists of extending all fingers of one or both hands and pressing the palm or palms towards the person to be insulted in a forward pushing motion. There is even a name for this gesture, Moscow. The second point is proxemics, which refers to the perception and use of space, including territorial and personal space. In most cultures, personal space extends from 1.5 feet to about 4 feet away. However, Greeks do not require a lot of personal space between one another. Therefore, people may sit or stand at slightly closer proximities than what one is typically used to. It is not unusual to have one's belongings or body touching the stranger next to them when waiting, standing, or sitting on public transportations or in crowds. The next point is haptics, that commonly known as tactile communication that deals with touch. Greeks are generally very tactile and affectionate towards one another and are seen to either hug or kiss within common public spaces. Good friends in this culture will usually embrace one another and kiss each other on the cheek. Male friends tend to slap each other's arms at the shoulder. People will often touch one another on the back, arm, or leg to emphasize their point as they talk. Furthermore, para-language deals with the vocal qualities that usually not necessarily accompany speech. This is a part of paralinguistics qualities of vocalizations, which include laughing, crying, swallowing, clearing the throat, and snoring. The volume of Greeks tends to be loud and expressive when speaking to one another. They are friendly, however, may interrupt a conversation in order to better understand what they are hearing. Spitting 3 times is typical within the Greek culture after giving or receiving a compliment. This is an old superstitious habit that was once believed to ward off the evil eye that got jealous of the compliment. Laughing, crying, and snoring are identified the same way as in any other culture. The next topic to examine a little further is chronemics, which uses the nonverbal channel of time. Greece is based on a polychronic orientation, which tends to view time as being less tangible, and they stress the involvement of people and the completion of tasks rather than sticking to a strict adherence of a schedule. When Greeks have formal meetings, they are punctual, yet understand that delays may be expected, especially when waiting for the elderly. When Greeks are invited to personal meetings or dinner invitations, they arrive on time, but are also prepared to wait for a late friend or family member. Physical appearance or attire has the ability to communicate a person's age, sex, and status within their culture. Physically, Greeks have very big eyes that are normally dark or medium brown with thick eyelashes. Hair often has a lot of volume and will either be black or dark brown with an olive skin color. Some modern Greeks wear traditional costumes for special occasions like Greek festival, Independence Day, and carnivals. Greek dancing troupes also wear traditional costumes. Most modern Greeks dress like their American counterparts. Older generations or widows will typically wear all black to show their mourning of the ones that they have lost. The next point of topic is oculesics, which deals with eye contact. Greeks usually expect direct eye contact to be made during conversations. Try and meet their gaze when you talk to them. Eye contact conveys sincerity and honesty within this culture. Leaving or not having any eye contact with a person is considered rude and disrespectful. The last topic is olfactics, which is the use of smell, scent, and odor. Greeks typically use good hygiene practices in maintaining their oral health and take showers regularly. Women in this culture tend to let their body hair grow out without shaving due to the belief that by removing their hair, they are promiscuous. Most men have facial hair and do not typically use hygiene products in preventing their smell, which tends to be looked at as being more masculine.